Mistress Claressa Shields allegedly had her sister committed, and what is this about an $80,000 cash app to PAP? What? Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Claressa Shields. Surprise, surprise. AKA Pap's Mistress. AKA Pap's Entanglement. AKA Pap's Pick Me. AKA Pap's Side Chick. Or as Chris Cyborg would say, it is duck hunting season. So the Breakfast Club has decided to come in on the Claressa Shields sweepstakes, come in and give Claressa Shields that mistress stimulus package boost and all of the things, because what has gone viral is none of the interviews that Claressa has done. Claressa Shields strikes again for all of the wrong reasons. What in the HELL are you talking about? About an alleged $80,000 cash app to pay a debt for PAP? And what are we talking about? Allegedly committing the sister. No. What am I talking about? What has happened? What is the tape? So I just recently watched most of Claressa Shields' cousin, Shalita Savage, on the YouTube, y'all. Check her out. She did a video, and I wanted kind of to just focus on the Claressa of it all, and the Claressa of it all, and how she's treating people, and all of this and all of that, right? And I noticed that we have not heard from Claressa's sister, Bree, in quite some time, right? We have not heard from her. Normally she posts, even if there's not beef or whatever else, but after all of the fallout that would happen with the funeral and security and all this and all of that, and Claressa feeling that the sister wasn't on her side and da-da-da-da-da, it sounds like it has just been nothing but mess and chaos, and Claressa wants nothing to do with her sister once again, but this is not the first time that there's been a falling out. Allegedly, according to Shalita, Claressa called them people on her sister. And by the people, you know what I'm saying? The people that have you, you know what I'm saying, on that 5150 hold. That have you, you know, potentially. Now, I don't know. This is coming from Shalita. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're not my family. I'm not related to them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that, you know, if that's what really happened. I'm very concerned, though, about where the kids are. Of where Bree's children are, if that has happened. If she allegedly had her sister committed, or, you know, said X, Y, and Z about her sister. Now, I don't know how that works at the hospital. I know, for instance, if it is a situation where somebody is a danger to themselves or others, and you end up at just a regular hospital, they put you on like a 72-hour hold to do some assessments, evaluations to see if you need to be transferred to an actual psychiatric facility, or if this is just a precautionary period to evaluate and assess. And then if whatever reason they did put that hold on you, if you clear and pass those tests, then they send you home. Then they discharge you. So I don't know officially any of the details of that, but if this is true in any capacity, that is diabolical. And this is, you know, one of several reasons why Claressa Shields continues to get the backlash she receives is how she treats people. You know what I'm saying? How she treats her family. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to be loyal to her no matter how many things she's done or said that's wrong, no matter how horrible she's treated you. And if she feels you turned against her, or if she feels that you're not on her side, to potentially do something like this and separate a mother from her children is flat out disgusting to me. It's absolutely flat out disgusting, all because of whatever beef you have with the other relatives, or if you feel that your sister is not proud enough to be accepting whatever scraps you're giving her, and be so proud that you're paying her bills and paying for a place to stay and all this and all of that, when the reality, there are some relatives who don't care about all the glitz and glamour and are just fine in their humble beginnings. They just want you to do right by them. They just want you to treat them like they're a human being. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really horrible if that really happened. Again, I don't know if it's true. That is what's being alleged by Shalita. But this is another thing that you can add to the list of how terrible Claressa Shields treats people. The other thing that I want to get into is, you know, Shalita talking about Claressa's desperation to hang on to PAP, right? And Claressa's desperation to hang on to a married man, right? She's alleging she's got all types of text messages, screenshots, receipts, that basically Claressa is paying for PAP to maintain him, like basically to keep him around, right? But I knew that. It was pretty obvious because you can tell how Claressa acts on the internet, that she knows she looks crazy out here doing all of these shenanigans for a man that refuses to get a divorce with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know what it is. I was talking with somebody about this because they didn't understand why this is such a big story, and I had to kick it back to them, and I was like, remember when you had, you know, you were at so-and-so, you had a job at so-and-so, because there's several jobs that this happened. It's not particular to a specific career, but I said, you're fully aware of how some of your coworkers were moving that were allegedly married, that had side pieces, that may or may have not got back with their spouses, or whatever the case may be. I said this is what Claressa wanted to platform herself to be, because she wanted to be seen as PAP's, you know, significant other, PAP's girlfriend, and she wanted the same level of fame and attention that PAP and Remy got, except for the problem is PAP is not divorced from Remy. And he's not going to be. He is not going to be. So if what Shalita is alleging is true, that there is thousands upon thousands of dollars that she's allegedly spent on PAP. Now, she did make a claim, an allegation, that allegedly $80,000 went out to PAP to potentially pay a gambling debt or whatever the case may be. And I do know that Cash App, Zelle, all of these sources that you can donate money to have daily limits, right? So I don't know if it was a situation where that $80K was paid in one shot, if it was wired, or if it was a situation where if it was a Cash App that it was paid out over the course of 11 or 12 days of whatever the daily limit was, right? So that piece of it, I don't know. I don't know that breakdown. I just know that the allegation is there was $80,000 that was sent to PAP to pay off allegedly a gambling debt, and who knows whatever money has gone out to PAP to keep PAP around. Whether it's to, and Shalita, you know, made the, you know, claim about potentially buying plane tickets for PAP to come to Atlanta, you know, of course, Claressa paying for that ridiculous Aruba trip that was not a couple's vacation. It looked like it was a Win Records, you know, extravaganza, because remember I told you it was not a crowd. You know what I'm saying? On those first couple of days where it very much did not look like it was a vacation in any capacity. But Shalita's point was, how can you spend all this money on a married man and not contribute what you're supposed to your relative's funeral, or not do right by your family that is struggling? You know what I'm saying? And again, as far as the funeral situation, I don't know who was or who wasn't supposed to pay for the funeral, or if the agreed upon amount, you know, changed. I don't know that piece of it. But to spend any type of money on a married man that does not want to do right by you after being public for a couple of years, and who knows how long in private for however long, that you can shell out this money so quick, fast, in a hurry because you're so desperate to be seen as winning a married man when Remy doesn't want him is insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. And that is a level with Claressa that she has not grasped how silly she looks. Shalita also talked about how Claressa is not going to take us out of the group chat, has to always be in the algorithm, even if it's negative, right? Because at least you're talking about her. She knows that if she doesn't do these embarrassing interviews, if she doesn't do these cringe posts on social media, if she's not allegedly behind some of these burner accounts that sound just like her, she knows she's not going to be talked about. Shalita also talked about the fact that she feels, because there were some people, because I didn't see this when it was live, but you could tell that Shalita was responding to questions that people were asking her in the chat. So it sounded like people were asking, does she believe that Claressa Shields is blackballed in the realm of women's boxing? And Shalita believes that that could be true, that they may be at a point where they just want Claressa to solely be the person that is promoting herself as the GOAT, but not getting any type of the national attention, brand attention, sponsorship attention, you know what I'm saying, mainstream attention to support that she would be isolated in herself and having that. And Shalita felt away because she was like, how are you in the, Guinness Book of World Records for X, Y, and Z, and your brand, your legacy, everything, you've completely ruined it. You've completely tarnished it. You've completely burned it to the ground. With all that shmoney that allegedly Claressa Shields has, or did have, and, Shalita felt Claressa should have put it into herself, should have put it into her personal brand to make sure that she is on the highest of highs. And I hate to say it, but she would have been better off sticking around with Maserati Bud with the 50 Cent connection than where she's at now with PAP. Because PAP don't make no stars. PAP don't make no celebrities. You know what I'm saying? like, what are we saying? You're putting out records that nobody is listening to, that nobody's trying to hear. Pap has yet to even show up on a duet with you. Had it been his wife, that would have been the first thing he would have did, in part to promote himself, but also because he knows his wife actually has talent and can rap and can write her own rhymes. And then Pap has no background in boxing whatsoever. His only background was he liked to attend boxing matches with his wife, and has decided to latch himself on to you because you were moneybags. You were the current come up. But paying to keep this man around, paying to keep this man interested in you, paying so that you think that you have some type of public win against his wife is insane. Is insane to me. Insane in the membrane is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely crazy. Then I didn't even know this. I need to go and watch I don't know if it was an interview or a live stream that Khadijah did, but Shalita said apparently Khadijah threw shade that at least she's not with a married man and that she knows how to have the contracts together, basically implying that Claressa's contracts are effed up. Now, again, we've been saying that, and even Shalita referenced Pap saying that in a freestyle, that you need to be looking over your documentation. We knew that. And basically, Shalita feels that Khadijah is getting a level up, right? Through her dad being able to start win records and basically make a bag off of Claressa. And Claressa is in the land of Delulu with a married man to not see how she's being taken advantage of by all these people. But I didn't know Khadijah threw that shade that at least I am not with a married man or whatever the case may be. But I have a question, though. What about in the past? What about It may have not been publicly, but what was that on that song? You know what I'm saying? I want to be the Remy to my man Papoose. But like, what was that about? What was that lyric about? And that other song that y'all performed at the club. I don't know. Something still to me is suspect about that whole situation, but that's another conversation for another day. But it just sounds like Claressa is on a path that is not a good look. But is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised you were that threatened by your sister that you allegedly had her put in the crazy house? Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the cousin's alleging. And allegedly so desperate to hold on to a man that you know is no longer interested in you, that you are paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for this married man, whether it's to pay for his debts, whether it's to pay for him to fly out to see you, whether it's to pay for vacations to Aruba and anywhere else, to keep this man around, to keep him as a kept man, potentially have him have some type of job or opportunity with Salida Promotions or DAZN giving boxing commentary and all this and all of that when you guys were in Grand Rapids. No. The man is a bum. The man is a bum, is a slick talker, and Remy was the brains behind the operation. You can always see when a marriage falls apart if y'all were equally yoked or not, or if it was one person that was really running the show that had all the motion. Those of y'all who have followed me from when I covered Love and Marriage Huntsville and talked about Love and Marriage Huntsville, we saw the same thing with Melody, Cherie, and Martell. Once they split, you know what I'm saying? Even though I knew before they split that Melody was the one that made all the things happen, that was a go-getter, was business-minded, was all about the opportunities, and even after the divorce, is the one getting all the opportunities. And it's her ex-husband that is struggling, that is trying to try all these shenanigans to stay afloat because he doesn't have somebody that has the brains that his ex-wife did to make things happen. And you see the same thing with Pap and Remy. Although they're not legally divorced, Remy has leveled up since being without Pap. You know what I'm saying? Has tried all of these different things that have been successful for her. I believe Remy Network, Neil, has over 12 million views, you know what I'm saying, since its inception of just November of last year. So over 12 million watch time, or whatever the case may be, have tuned into Remy Network. And then you've put out 3 records this year alone, and you're going to put out your album allegedly at the end of August. You know what I'm saying? And you're rumored to have a talk show on your network at some point in the future. You have all of these things going for it. You're booked and busy. Anytime you want a club appearance or appearance at any type of festival, any type of concert, or any of these, people who want to bring you out as a special guest on any of these tours, on any of these, you know what I'm saying, you're right there. They have that level of respect for Remy. They like what Remy is doing. You were on the float for the New York Knicks championship parade. You were a part of the remix of Ever Since You Left that was branded by ESPN and ABC as the official New York Knicks championship anthem for their championship run this year. You've had so many positive things. You acted in your second Lifetime movie. All of these things have happened since Remy has left Pap alone. Pap was the Debbie Downer. Pap was the one that was holding Remy back. It hasn't clocked for Claressa that she has regressed significantly since deciding to attach herself to a married man. And not just any married man, but a man who is almost 50 years old, still looking for his first hit as a rapper. Make it make sense! So with that being said, y'all, I need y'all to do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. Es todos es final. Es finito. Es the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.